Practice is now ended. Please hold off on all shots. No more shots at this time. Okay, bowlers, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the best collegiate athletes in the country a big send-off as they begin their qualifying block. Good luck and good bowling.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live coverage of the Intercollegiate Singles Championships here from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Lucas Wiseman here with you as we are about to get underway with 6 games of qualifying at the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. It's Jeffrey Young from Wichita State with the first shot of the day on our featured pairs. Kevin Tatro and Francois Francois Lavoie are on 17 and 18, so all 3 are Wichita State players. Women's featured pair. It's Rachel Shallow on the right lane and Jordine Koizumi on the left lane for this first game. And Lavoie with a strike to start game 1. Take a look at Rachel Shallow from Viterbo. Do expect the action to go pretty quick here this morning. Only 6 games, and there's only 2 on each women's pair, and there's 3 on each men's pair. And so that should keep things moving along pretty quickly. And after these 6 games, the players will be seeded into a single elimination bracket, and that will begin this afternoon. Koizumi with a nice strike there. Jeffrey Young looking for 3 in a row. Comes up a little light, but gets it done. Kevin Tatro, back-to-back strikes after starting with back-to-back spares. And Lavoie continues his good game, double spare strike to start the game for him. This is just the first of a pretty long stretch of live streaming for you here on Bowl TV over the next couple of weeks. Right here in Lincoln, we have coverage all day today going till about 7 p.m. Eastern Time here at the Singles Championships. By the end of the day, we'll be down to the Final 4 men and Final 4 women for the semifinals, which will be broadcast on CBS College Sports in May. Got an off day tomorrow as the teams will come in for the Intercollegiate Team Championships, and we'll have the banquet tomorrow night to honor the All-Americans and Players of the Year. And then Thursday and Friday is Intercollegiate Team Championships competition. Thursday morning will be qualifying, and we'll go into that double elimination match play bracket starting Thursday afternoon and all day Friday. We'll cut to the top 2 men's teams and 2 women's teams for the show for the finals. Won't have any live streaming for you on Saturday. Looks like I will probably try to do a live chat on Saturday during the shows to let everybody know it's happening, but we can't live stream it because it's on television. Koizumi, nice looking strike there. And then we quickly get back down to Texas and live stream the Queens match play on Sunday and Monday. We're in the 6th frame now on our men's pair. Tatro with the messenger comes across for the strike. He has 108 in the 5th frame. That strike in the 6th. For Lavoie, that's a 3rd consecutive strike. Double 9 spare 3-bagger for Francois to start. Jeffrey Young, 119 in the 5th with a strike in the 6th. So this pair is proving to be very good for these Wichita State bowlers. Rachel Shallow up now in the 5th frame on our women's featured pair. The strike in the 5th, 79 in the 4th for Rachel. It's a double for Tatro. Haven't had a double yet on our women's featured pair. And Rachel Shallow with a chance to change that right here in the 6th. Got 79 in the 4th. Strike up in the 5th. That one goes through the face, leaves the 6-10. Jeffrey Young with a 10-pin. Spare is good for Shallow. Both the women on our featured pair clean through 5.5 frames. And there has not been an open on our men's featured pair either. That one had the potential to be our first open. Could have been a 2-8-10 pretty easy, but leaves just the 8-pin back there. And Jeffrey knocks the 10-pin out of the pin deck. So they're going to have to go and get that here in a minute. Oh, and Koizumi with a 4-9 split. Went a little bit high. Has the potential to be our first open of the day on our featured pairs. And it is open frame for Koizumi. Again, they're trying to get that dead wood out on lane 18, men's featured pair. You can see Elise Bolton off in the distance, Junior Team USA member. Yes, they do switch lanes every game. It's a rotation. Jeffrey Young with a strike in the 9th. Tatro left the 2-7 and covers it up. So 9 frames in, and there has not yet been an open on our men's featured pair. Tenth frame in progress now on our men's featured pair here in game 1. Max score for Tatro is 225. Max score for Jeffrey Young, 218. Francois Lavoie can shoot 279. Back-to-back strikes for Tatro in the 10th. Put him in the 220s. Jeffrey Young with a strike on the fill for 218. Koizumi, 8th frame. Goes high again, left a 4-9 last time on that lane, and this time lucky to trip it out for the strike. 127 in the 7th frame for Koizumi. For Shallow, 137 in the 7th. Both players working on a strike in the 8th frame. .223 for Tatro. Messenger comes across but misses for Lavoie. And that'll put him in the 250s with a spare. Fill ball here. And a paralyzed 5-pin. 257 for Lavoie. So high scoring opening game on our men's featured pair. So we are in the 9th frame on our women's featured pair now. Rachel Shallow in the 9th, working on a strike. Needs it to hook a little bit. Leaves the 2-pin. It's 10th frame now for Rachel Shallow. Most of the other pairs on the women's side are done. Jazreel Tan of Wichita State with 242 first game. Looks like that's going to be high. In game one. Still few men's pairs still finishing up their first game. Seven on the fill for Rachel. 193 is her score. That'll put her in, looks like 8th place after game one. Koizumi. Strike on the first shot in the 10th. She could get to 197 this game. That would actually probably put her in the top half of the field after the first game. Eight count's going to put her in the 180s. Again, still waiting for men to finish game one. They're done on our featured pair, just not done across the house yet. This pair's good for Koizumi. 187 for her. Jazreel Tan, 242. Caitlin Quinn, 216. Georgia Drews, 213. Those are the top three on the women's side after one game. Sarah Locher in 4th, Elise Bolton in 5th. So while we wait to start the next game, we will take a quick break and be back in about a minute and 45 seconds here on Bowl TV.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, contact Chad Murphy at the Bowling Proprietors Association of America.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
And we're back with game 2. Caitlin Quinn, junior Team USA members, started game 2 off with a strike. She's in second place after the first game. Women's standings again, Jazreel Tan in the lead, 242 the first game. Caitlin Quinn, 216. Georgia Drews in third at 213. Sarah Locher fourth at 200, and Elise Bolton in fifth at 199. This is Brooke Bauer. Brooks is tied for sixth place after the first game. Matt Kruger up on our men's featured pair. Also on this pair, Aaron Morgan and Joe Steiner. Give you some of the men's scores here in just a moment. Three in a row to start for Brooke. Francois Lavoie, 257. Mike Kahn, 252. Neil Cooley, 245. Cruz Webster, 237. And Jeremy Melito, 233. Those are the top 5 on the men's side after one game. Chris Pearson, 229. Charles Easton, 224. Danny Spink, 224. So some high scores on the men's side for sure. Caitlin Quinn, nice looking shot there. That's the front 3 for Caitlin. Both of our women's players with the front 3 here in game 2. Again, running down the men's standings after the first game. Francois Lavoie, 257. Mike Kahn, 252 in second place. Neil Cooley in third at 245. Cruz Webster, fourth place, 237. Jeremy Melito in fifth at 233. Chris Pearson, 229. Charles Easton, 224. Danny Spink, 224. Kevin Tatro, 223. Jeff Young in 10th rounds out our top 10 at 218. Joe Steiner, 217. Anthony Fiorenzo, 214. Blake Paris, 213. Adam Johnson, 213. Aaron Johnston, 211. Ben Hainsey, 200. Cody Shoemaker, 198. Aaron Morgan, 194. Kevin Donovan, 189. 20th place, Matt Kruger, 183. Corey Barber, 178. Marcelo Swartz, 174. Chris Spoo in 23rd place at 158, and Lucas Hansleen at 152 in game 1. You can see that Caitlin's string of strikes came to an end with a 4-pin in the 4th frame. So take a look at Aaron Morgan in the 3rd. Was looking for the front 3 there and gets 7. Steiner trying to pick up the 7-pin in the 3rd, and he does. So take a look at Brooke Bauer looking for the front 4. After the shot, we'll run through those women's standings for you again after the first game. Pulls that one through the face, leaves the 6-10. Women's standings after game 1, Jazreel Tan, 242. Caitlin Quinn in second at 216. Georgia Drews in third place, 213. Sarah Locher, 200. Elise Bolton in fifth at 199. Caitlin Zwiefelhofer in sixth place at 198. Brooke Bauer, sixth, also 198. Rachel Shallow, 193. Amelia Tonjes, 189. Jordine Koizumi 187. Chelsea Assenmacher, 183. Tracy Fakes, 176. Brittany Hart in 13th place at 172, along with Nicole Parkhurst. Randy Bronca, 170. Amanda Dodd, 163. Watching our live coverage today of the USBC Intercollegiate Singles Championships qualifying round from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm Lucas Wiseman. This is the second of 6 games of qualifying, and then we'll head into the single elimination bracket. And that'll start this afternoon after a brief lunch break. Got to get some dead wood off the lane on lane 18, so you can see John Lucido running down there to clean it up. Going to be here with you all day with coverage of the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Till about 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Caitlin Quinn so far this game, strike, 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 9 spare, 9 spare. As they enter the 6th frame on our women's featured pair in game 2. And that one misses the head pin to the right. Lucky she got the 10 out and doesn't leave the washout. Matt Kruger, he also misses the head pin to the right. The pattern, John Janowitz stopping by a couple of minutes ago to let me know what the lane conditions are here this morning. It is a 41-foot pattern. It is USBC Sport compliant, about 2.7 to 1 ratio. And the volume on a little bit on the higher side. So sport pattern, kind of a medium sport pattern with high volume. Aaron Morgan in the 5th. Crosses over and leaves the 6th pin. Joe Steiner from Midland, not too far from here. Midland just a little bit, I think, to the northwest of Omaha. It's probably a real quick drive over for Steiner. Heading into the 7th frame here for Caitlin Quinn. She's putting together a nice game here. 115 in the 5th, spare in the 6th. Kind of pointing the ball straight at the pocket. Gets that 4-pin to go down. Kruger leaves the 3-6-10 in the 6th frame. As we head back over to watch Caitlin Quinn try to get the double in the 8th. Looks pretty good. Nicely done by Caitlin. That's a double. She's cruising here in game 2. Open frame for Kruger as the 6th frame wraps up on our men's featured pair. 8th frame here for Brooke Bauer. Ninth frame for Brooke, trying to get a double. This one's not going to get back to the head pin. And leaves the washout, the 1-2-8-10 for Brooke here in the 9th frame. Not the way she wanted to try to set up the 10th. Erin Morgan in the 7th looking for a double. Not a lot of doubles on this pair this game. We had the 3 Wichita Staplers really light it up in game 1. And that's just the 2nd double on this pair. Both of them have been by Erin Morgan. Open frame for Brooke in the 9th. Her max score now 195. Ninth frame for Caitlin Quinn here. Playing that real direct line, misses a little bit left and leaves that 6-10. Steiner just struck in the 8th, so that's his first double of the game. 3 in a row there for Morgan. Our first 3-bagger on the pair. Caitlin Quinn with the spare in the 9th. Caitlin Quinn looking for a strike here in the 10th frame. Working on a spare. She can max out at 233 this game. Needs it to hook. Missed to the right and it never hooked and leaves the 1-2-4-8 here in the 10th. So now her max score is 219. Steiner off to the right with a strike. That's his 3rd in a row. Oh, Caitlin gets lucky. Hits the head pin to the right. Very fortunate that that 8-pin went down. Morgan's string of strikes comes to an end at 3. As we are in the 9th frame on our men's featured pair here. Game 2 of 6. 6 games of qualifying. And then we will begin this afternoon. Spare in the 10th. She's going to shoot 185 with a strike on the fill. Tenth frame for Aaron Morgan. He gets a strike. He can max out at 210 this game. Bauer with 183. Final tally for Joe Steiner, 215. So Aaron Morgan fills it up in the 10th for 210. Second shot in the 10th for Matt Kruger. Can max out at 176. Gets 8, so 166. Do have some new faces on our women's pair. Sarah Locher and Jazriel Tan on the featured pair here for game 2, or game 3, apologize. So 166 for Matt Kruger as we get started with game 3. Here's Jazriel Tan. Oh, and Jazzy opens up with a 4-7-9 split. Open frame for Jezreel. She's the leader after 2 games at 474. Run through the standings for you in just a moment. So Jezreel in first at 474. Caitlin Zorfelhofer in second at 446. Caitlin Quinn third at 433. Georgia Drews in fourth place at 411. Sarah Looker at 396. Elise Bolton in sixth at 391. Brandy Bronca at 382. Jezreel up now, second frame. Rings the 10 pin. And then Sarah with the open in the second, misses the 2-4-5. Single elimination. Still waiting for the men to get started. Still got a couple of pairs finishing up game 2. Fourth frame for Jezreel. Another 10 pin for Jazzy Fresh. Kind of figured the women would get cruising along here a little quicker than the men because they only have 2 on a pair. Men with 3 on a pair, so it will take them a little bit longer to bowl the 6-game block. Sarah with the bucket in the fourth. And that's an open frame. Leaves that 4-pin standing on the bucket. Fifth frame now in our women's pair. The men just coming over, getting ready to start game 3. And it's Adam Johnson. Standings on the men's side after 2 games. Francois Lavoie at 503. Jeremy Melito in second, 455. Melito up on the right lane here on our featured pair for the men this game. Mike Kahn in third at 450. Jeff Young in fourth at 445. Joe Snyder fifth at 432. Danny Spink, sixth place, 430. Cody Shoemaker with 426. That places him in seventh. Eighth place goes to Chris Pearson at 423. Blake Paris in ninth at 422. Marcelo Swartz in 10th place with 420. Aaron Johnston, 11th at 419. Neil Cooley, 12th at 416. Adam Johnson, 13th at 415, along with Kevin Tatro. And 15th place, Charles Easton at 404. That messenger come flying across there for Sarah Loker, and it does not take out the 10-pin. Jazreel, she liked that one. It's a double for Jazzy. Our leader after 2 games on the women's side. Mike Kahn leaves the 2-4 here in the first frame. Open frame for Sarah in the 6th. She doesn't like that left lane. She has opened every time on the left lane this game. 84 in the 6th for Sarah. Jazreel comes up light, leaves the 2-4 in her quest for 3 in a row. So she's unable to make it a 3-bagger. 96 in the 5th right now for Jazzy. Jeremy Melito up on the left lane. Comes up light and leaves the 3-7-9 split. Melito gave it a run there. Kind of spun the pin over towards the 7, which is kind of what you have to do to try to make that. And just didn't get lucky enough to cover it up. Sarah finally with a mark on that left lane. Second frame, you're at 7-2, fourth frame, 6-3, sixth frame, 9-, and now the 8th, finally a strike on lane number 15. Finally a mark for Sarah. Adam Johnson up on lane 17, trying to get a double here, third frame. Jazriel Tan, 8th frame. Again, our women's featured pair, about half a game ahead of the men. We're in game number 3 of 6 of qualifying here at the Intercollegiate Singles. It's Jazzy with a strike in the 8th. Mike Kahn crosses over for the double. Tan pulls it through the face and leaves the 3-6-7-10 split in the 9th frame. Adam Johnson looking for 3 in a row. Jazriel trying to make the split. Does not get it. Open frame for Jazzy in the 9th. 164 in the 9th frame for Jazriel. I think it'll be her first game under 200 today. She went 242, 232 to start. Mike pulls it through the face, leaves the 3-6-10 in the 4th frame. 161 for Sarah Loker, 182 for Jazriel Tan on our women's featured pairs. They have finished up game 3. Sixth frame on our men's featured pair. Adam Johnson with the split. Seventh frame in progress on our men's pair. Get you some updated standings on the women's side in just a moment. There's still one pair to finish game 3. Strike by Kahn in the 7th. Watching our live coverage of the USBC Intercollegiate Singles Championships on Bull TV. We're live from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Jeremy Melito looking for 3 in a row. Trips out that 6 pin and slaps it out for the strike. Eighth frame from Mike Kahn, looking for a double. 127 in the 6th frame for Mike. Gets the strike, playing right up the ditch. Got some action on our women's featured pair now as we're getting started with game 4. It is Brittany Hart and Amelia Tonez. Women's standings after 3 games. Jazriel Tan still in the lead at 6:56, but Caitlin Zwiffelhofer has closed the gap a little bit and is at 6:41. Elise Bolton jumps up to 3rd at 6:25. Georgia Drews is 4th at 6:22. Caitlin Quinn 5th at 6:20. Randy Branca 6th place, 5:81. Amelia Tonys is 7th place at 5:69. Sarah Locher in 8th at 5:57. Brooke Bauer 9th place, 5:55. And Chelsea Assenmacher rounds out the top 10 at 5:45. Mike Kahn looking for another strike here. Trips that 4 out for the 3-bagger. Tenth frame about to get underway as we wrap up game 3 of 6 on the men's side. Adam Johnson, 10th frame. Can max out at 221. Jeremy Melito can strike out for 234. He already got the first one. Here's Adam. Through the face, leaves the baby split. That'll put his max score now at 199 with the spare. Here's Melito in the 10th frame, second shot. Working on a 5-bagger. And the lefty delivers another one. Open frame for Adam Johnson in the 10th, 187. His final tally. Over to Brittany Hart in the 3rd. Melito looking to close things out here with a strike. He's got 6 in a row. Final shot. Leaves the 7 pin. Good spot for that. 233 in game 3 for Melito. That'll give him 688 for the first 3 games of qualifying. Mike Kahn. That one gets away from him. He leaves the baby split. If he can make it, he can still get into the 220s this game. Amelia here in the 4th looking for a double, and she gets it. Mike Kahn trying to convert the baby split in the 10. And he does. Fill ball here from Mike. He can strike for 225. And he does. And that'll bring a close to game 3 on our men's featured pair. The women are in the 5th frame of game 4 right now. Seventh frame in progress on our women's featured pair, game number 4. There will be probably about a 2-hour break between the end of qualifying and the start of the bracket competition. And we will take the stream offline during that time. But practice scheduled to begin about 12:45 for a match play. 12:45 Central Time, 1:45 Eastern Time. Ninth frame on the women's pair. That's a double for Brittany Hart. She's going to step up in the 10th frame in just a couple of minutes with a chance to shoot 194. Kevin Donovan up on the left lane on our men's pair right now. There's a nice looking strike for Kevin. Corey Barber on the right lane, and Ben Hainsey also on this pair. Watching our live coverage of the USBC Intercollegiate Singles Championships, qualifying from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Amelia with the spare in the 9th, so her max going into the 10th is 202. Third frame on the men's pair. A nice shot there for Ben Hainsey, but leaves the 7-pin. Tenth frame on our women's pair. Brittany Hart, oh, she was looking for 3 in a row. Instead, it's a split. Amelia with a 7 count. Spare would put her in the 180s. Looks like Brittany going to be in the 140s 240s here, unless she can find a way to make this ugly-looking split that's on the deck. It's a 247. Sorry, 159 for Brittany Hart. My apologies. And Amelia with the spare, so she'll shoot 189 with a strike on the fill. Fourth frame in progress on our men's pair. Corey Barber up on the left lane. And Hazy in the fourth. Strike, 9 spare, 9 spare to start for Ben. And a 10 pin here in the fourth. Nice shot there by Barber. Sorry, by Donovan in the fifth. Sixth frame. So we reach the second half of game 4 on our men's featured pair. The women are done with game 4 already. Caitlin Zwiffelhofer, easy for me to say, now has taken the lead in the women's division at 878. Jazriel Tan drops to second at 846. Georgia Drews in third, 823. Still a couple of more players to finish this game, though. So that could change, but looks like Caitlin Zwiffelhofer is now in the lead on the women's side. Right there for Hainsey. Again, match play will begin at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So there will be a break after the qualifying as the players will regroup and grab some lunch. Match play should get pretty exciting this afternoon with the revised format. The match play has gone to kind of pattern after more of the Queens and the Masters with a 3-game total pins match. And unlike the Queens and the Masters, this event just single elimination because it's essentially just one day to get us down to our semifinals and finals, which will be on television and taped for broadcast on Saturday, the same day we are taping the Intercollegiate Team Championships shows. Double for Donovan. Strikes in the 7th and the 8th. Again, we are in game 4. Still waiting for the women to begin game 5. Corey Barber. 6-8 split. Tracy Fakes and Georgia Drews are going to be on our women's featured pair. Swiffelhofer in first, 8.78. Jezreel Tan second, 8.46. Georgia Drews in third at 8.23. Elise Bolton fourth, 8.11. Caitlin Quinn in fifth at 7.98. It's top 5 on the women's side after 4 games, and they have just gotten started. Tracy Fakes threw her first shot. Ninth frame in progress here on the men's pair as we head to a close in game 4. Our first look today at Georgia Drews, who is in third place coming into this game. That one comes up light, lucky to get the 10 out, leaves the 2-4. 5 strikes in a row. Ben Hainsey off to our right. George Drews, second frame. Crosses over. Leaves the 6-9. Keep it over here on the men's pair for the 10th frame now. Kevin Donovan leaves the 2-pin on his first shot. Max score is now 195. Corey Barber can strike out for 216. And the lefty gets the first one. Ben Hainsey can strike out this game to shoot 258. Fill ball for Donovan. Leaves the 10-pin, so 194. Fill ball for Barber. Got a report in that Cody Shoemaker shoots 299 in game 4, leaves the 7-pin on the final shot. We are in the 10th frame on our featured pair of game 4. Open frame for Ben Hainsey. 224. Brings it close to our men's featured pair. So 299 for Cody Shoemaker. Almost left the 710 on the final shot. Left just the 7 though. Looked like a pretty good shot from what I saw on the cell phone video that Gary Brown brought over. Jacob wants to know the standings for the guys as soon as they finish up game 4. I'll run through them for you. The update after each game here, and give those to you in just a few minutes. There in the 10th frame on a couple of pairs finishing up game 4 right now. Women are in frame 4 of game 5. So they've got about a game and a half to go here in qualifying. Tracy fakes. Tracy made it into the tournament after Adeline Pointer withdrew due to an injury. Oh, solid 8s. Tracy found out just last week that she was going to be coming to bowl. Tracy fakes with 75 in the 4th frame and shooting the washout here in the 5th. Caitlin Zwiffelhofer leads the women's division at 878 after 4. Jazriel Tan in 2nd place. Georgia Drews in 3rd. As Tracy makes the washout in the 5th. Men still finishing up game 4. As soon as they do, we'll bring you the standings. I'm going to guess that Cody Shoemaker's in the lead after shooting 299. Because that puts him at 984 for the 4 games. 184 over. Run through the women's standings for you after 4 games, all the way through. Caitlin Zwiffelhofer, 878. Jazriel Tan, 846. Georgia Drews, 823. Elise Bolton, 811. Caitlin Quinn, 798. 6th place is Brandy Branca, 773. Chelsea Ossenmacher at 768. Amelia Tones is 756. Nicole Parkhurst in 9th place at 735. Rachel Shallow in 10th at 725. Sarah Locker 11th. Brooke Brower also 11th. Tracy Fakes 13th. Koizumi 14th. Hart 15th. And Dodd in 16th place. It's after 4 games on the women's side. And the men, looks like they are all finished up with game 4. So they'll be moving in. We're going to have Marcelo Swartz, Cruz Webster, and Lucas Honstein on our featured pair. So the guys getting ready to start our 5th game. The women are halfway through game 5. Bringing those men's standings. As soon as they cycle through here for me on the scoreboard, I can read them off to you. Should be just another couple of seconds here. Cody Shoemaker, 1st place, 984. Marcelo Swartz in 2nd, 944. Francois Lavoie at 920. Melito, 901. Young, 882. Paris, 865. Johnston, 860. Kahn, 859. Tatro, 855. Pearson, 841. Easton, 837. Morgan, 836. Webster, 827. Spoo, 825. Spink, 823. Barber, 819. Johnson, 810. Cooley, 809. Hainsey, 808. Donovan, 796. Steiner, 790. Kruger, 764. Honstein, 764. And Fiorenzo, 720. Look at Marcelo Swartz from Weber, striking the 1st. And the format, for those of you just tuning in, 6 games of qualifying. And then everybody will move into the bracket where they will bowl 3-game total pins matches. There are buys to be had. I don't remember exactly how many buys are available. I think on the women's side, the top 4 after qualifying will get 2 buys, and the next 4 will get 1 buy. Not sure what it is on the men's side, but it is single elimination, and that'll begin at 1:45 p.m. with practice Eastern Time. They will bowl for score starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So we've got 2 games to go here on the men's side, so there's going to be an extended break between qualifying and the start of match play. Cruz Webster with the spare to start off Game 5 on the men's side. Georgia Drews looking at a 3-6-10 here in the 7th frame on our women's pair. Honstein, 2nd frame for the Pikeville bowler. He leaves the 2-8. Tracy fakes in the 8th. It's a good shot. Webster, 2nd frame, misses the head pin to the right. Tracy fakes, looking for the double 9th frame, leaves the 2-5. 3rd frame for Marcelo Swartz here in our 5th game. And Marcelo with a strike. You're watching our live coverage of the USBC Intercollegiate Singles Championships here on Bowl TV. I'm Lucas Wiseman. And we are in Game 5 of qualifying. Ninth frame for Georgia Drews, working on a strike. This one's a little inside, but it holds, but leaves the 10 pin. Never really turned the corner there. The ball didn't drive through the pocket. So She'll be looking at a 10-pin conversion attempt here coming up. Swartz looking for a double and delivers a perfect shot. Drews with the spare. So they get ready to enter the 10th frame on our women's pair. Honstein. It's a double for Lucas. Georgia Drews, 10th frame, can max out at 2:02. Tracy Fakes can max out at 2:05. Another 10 pin for Georgia. So both these players going to be in the 190s, it looks like. Cruz Webster shooting with 2-pin. Flip over, watch Marcelo try to go for 3 in a row. Looks good. Gets the 10 out. Fill ball coming up for both these players on our women's featured pair. Georgia Drews can strike for 191. And she does. And Tracy Fakes can strike for 194. And she gets 9, so 193. And that's the end of game 5 in the women's division. I'll run through the standings for you. There's still a couple of pairs that are in the 10th frame on the low end of the bowling center, so as soon as they finish up, we'll give you the standings on the women's side. Three in a row for Honstein. Webster, good shot. Split in the 6th for Swartz. Leaves the 4-10. Four in a row for Lucas. Strikes in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Our final game on the women's side, it's going to be Elise Bolton and Randy Branca. They're going to get started momentarily. Cruz Webster looking for a double. While we wait for Cruz to go, Elise Bolton is up in the 1st. She starts off with a 10-pin. Cruz gets the double. least just does make the 10. Honstein looking for 5 in a row. Messenger comes across and takes it out. Honstein trying to push it to a 6-bagger. 8th frame. Leaves the bucket. Brandy Bronca up on the left. Zwiffelhofer at 10:61, Tan at 10:51. Georgia Drews 10:14, Elise Bolton 10:13, and Brandy Bronca 9:99 after 5 games. So Zwiffelhofer, Tan, Drews, Bolton, and Bronca are the top 5 on the women's side right now, with 1 game to go. Elise Bolton. 2nd frame, crosses over, leaves the 6-pin. Thanks for joining us here this morning for qualifying at the ISC. Again, the match play portion will begin at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Practice will be at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. So about 2.5 hours from now, practice will get underway for match play. Marcelo Swartz wheeling the ball. Elise Bolton with a 4-pin in the 3rd. No strikes for her yet this game. Cruz Webster, 9th frame. Brandy Bronca, third frame looking for the double. Final game of qualifying. Comes up light, leaves the 2-pin. Unseen with an open in the ninth. 193 in the ninth frame for Lucas. Webster trying to make the baby split here, the 310. That's a little left, but does manage to ricochet off and convert the spare. Tenth frame in progress on our men's featured pair, game 5. And Swartz had 4 in a row before that one. It's going to put him in the 230s. Bolton finally on the board with a strike in the 4th. .235 for Swartz. Take a look at Bolton going for a double. Leaves the 2.5. Honstein can strike here on the field for 213. Instead it's 8, so he shoots 211. And Cruz Webster can strike out for 213. First shot in the 10th coming up. Second shot for Cruz. Leaves the 10 pin, so he's going to be at 203 with a spare. Brandy Bronca, 5th frame of our final game of qualifying on the women's side. Again, match play will begin at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time with practice. 2 p.m. will be the first ball of competition this afternoon. There'll be 3 rounds of matches. And we'll be down to our semifinals for Saturday's TV show. That'll be on CBS Sports Network every Friday night in May, starting May 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Check local listings to see if you have CBS Sports Network. Game 6 underway on our men's featured pair. Aaron Johnston, the washout to start. Blake Paris, Charles Easton, also on this pair. Cody Shoemaker still in the lead on the men's side at 11.95. Give you some of the other standings. Just a moment. Let's see off to the right, Charles Easton with a split to start game 6. Aaron Johnston, second frame. Gets the strike. Bronca comes up light on that one, leaves the 2-5 in the 7th frame. Charles Easton up for the 2nd frame after starting with an open frame. Miss NJ Native wants to know why some bowlers are always near the featured pairs and others haven't been close. We've had different bowlers on the featured pair every game thus far, so a majority of the players have made it to the featured pairs. Obviously, not everybody can make it on. We're using 8 pairs of lanes for 6 games, so there's a certain number of people who will not make it on to the featured pairs, but most of them do here in qualifying. But if your favorite bowler didn't make it on, apologize. We have had a good variety of players throughout the day today, and no repeats in our 6 games. All new players every game. Ninth frame for Elise Bolton, looking for 3 in a row. String comes to an end for Bolton as she leaves the 7-pin. You can see John Lucido is getting his exercise today. Has to go out and corral another piece of dead wood out there. Oh, open frame for Bolton in the 9th. Misses the easy spare. 174 in the 9th for Bolton. 4th frame getting underway on the men's featured pair. Blake Paris looking for a double. Through the face, leaves the split. Aaron Johnston sends the messenger across, but it misses. Shoemaker, 1195. Swartz, 1179. Lavoie, 1120. Tatro, 1101. And Pearson, 1069. That's the top 5 on the men's side after 5 games. Brandy Bronca, 9th frame, trying to convert a washout here. Does not quite get there. And it's an open frame in the 9th for her as well. So 155 in the 9th frame for Bronca, 174 in the 9th for Bolton. Let's go over to Brandy Bronca, 10th frame for her. I think she liked that one. Oh, that 10-pin got snapped, but doesn't go down. Looked like it was going to go. I mean, it was about 49.9% of the way over. Just another little wiggle, and it would have gone down. Charles Easton with a strike. Bolton leaves the 4-pin in the 10th. So neither of these players are going to be in the 200s. Bronco only going to be at 175 with a strike right here. Instead, she gets 7 for 172. Double for Johnston. Off to the right side of your screen there as we watch the fill ball for Bolton, our final shot in the women's division. Qualifying. High flush strike, 194 for Bolton. So we've got 4 frames to go, 4.5 frames to go here on the men's side as Easton about to bowl the 6th frame. Gets the double. Eighth frame, about to get underway here. 3 frames to go in our men's qualifying. There's still 1 pair to finish on the women's side, so we have updated standings. Should be coming in momentarily. Jazreel Tan, 1239. Caitlin Zwiffelhofer second, Elise Bolton third, Georgia Drews fourth. They will each get 2 byes. Brandy Branca, Amelia Tonis, Chelsea Assenmacher, and Caitlin Quinn are positions 5 through 8 and will get 1 bye in the bracket on the women's side. Those standings will be on bowl.com shortly. bowl.com/ISC. Aaron Johnston with a strike in the 9th. That'll give him a double. He can still shoot 227 if he punches out in the 10th frame coming up. Blake Paris about to bowl in the 9th frame here, working on a double. His max score of this game, 228. Charles Easton looking for 5 in a row. 9th frame for Easton. Gets it. Rookie of the year last year in college bowling, Toledo. A 5-bagger right here in game 6. Again, the top 4 On the women's side, Jazriel Tan, Caitlin Zuffelhofer, Elise Bolton, and Georgia Drews after 6 games of qualifying. Another strike there for Blake Paris, 4 in a row for him. That'll get him into the 2 teens, 1 more strike to get into the 220s. Again, match play begins at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time with practice, 2 p.m. with the start of competition. So we will have about a 2-hour break here. Question in the chat, what pattern is it? It is a 41-foot sport pattern with volume a little bit on the heavier side. Second shot, 10th for Blake Paris, trying to get in the 220s. Got there. Strike from the fill for 228 for Blake, if he can get that done. And Aaron Johnston with the spare in the 10th, his max 206 now with a strike on the fill. Everybody makes the cut into match play. Bracket, some will goodbyes. I'm not sure how many buys are available on the men's side. I haven't seen the bracket yet, but we will have the brackets posted on bowl.com as soon as they're ready. Blake Paris strikes on the fill for 228. Fill ball coming up for Aaron Johnston. As he strikes for 206. Charles Easton working on 5 in a row, entering the 10th frame. Can get to 248 this game. He had an open in the first. That's the only thing that's kind of held him back thus far. Six count for Easton. So he will be at 224 with a spare and a strike. Eight on the fill, 222 for Easton. As our featured pair has wrapped up now. As you can see, they're still bowling down on the high end of the bowling center. And then we will know our standings after 6 games of qualifying in the men's division. Stick around and give you the final tally here as they wrap up. And match play will begin with practice in a little more than 2 hours. Match play is going to be 3 games, total pinfall matches, single elimination. And there's only 3 rounds of matches today, so for some of the players, they're only going to have to win 1 match to make the TV finals. Quite a few buys in the bracket, kind of a condensed format So we get everything in today to make the cut to the semifinals, which will take place on Saturday, the same day that the team finals are. And the good thing about that is it gets the Intercollegiate Singles Championships on television, something that has not happened before. As they wrap up, looks like most of them are in the 10th frame down there. The scores come in relatively quickly, and we can let you know the final standings before we take our break. 11 of the 24 players are done with Game 6. And the rest are just finishing up the 10th frame. Question in our chat, when are the finals televised and is it on ESPN? The finals are televised on CBS Sports Network. You'll need to check your local listings to see if you have the CBS Sports Network. And that'll be every Friday in May, starting May 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. "19 of the 24 now done with Game 6, so just a couple of pairs to go. Well, it looks like everybody has finished up here. Just waiting for the screen to scroll through. So I'm just going to read through the position and the last name, because the screen flips pretty quick here. First, Swartz. Second, Lavoie. Third, Shoemaker. Fourth, Tatro. Fifth, Young. Sixth place is Spoo. Seventh is Webster. Eighth is Blake Paris. Ninth is Morgan. And 10th is Danny Spink. 11th place, Pearson. 12th, Donovan. 13th, Cooley. 14th, Johnston. 15th, Hainsey. 16th, Barber. 17th, Melito. 18th, Easton. 19th, Steiner. 20th, and Johnson.
15 and 16 for the group photo, please. We'd like to take the group photo right now.
21st, Kahn. 22nd, Kruger. 23rd, Honstein. And 24th, Fiorenzo. That brings to an end the qualifying portion of this event. Our competition will resume at 12:45 Central Time, 1:45 Eastern Time with practice for match play. So be sure to come back and join us for the start of match play in about 2 hours here live on Bowl TV.